Hey, hello guys, welcome to WikiVox channel where the search for the truth begins. So today's topic is Uyghur sufferings in China. Is Pakistan an Islamic country? The sufferings which the Uyghur people endure is unimaginable in this modern world. China is doing the most horrific crime against Uyghurs through ethnical cleansing. Some images and proof which you are going to see in this video will make you think whether we live in 2020 or Hitler's era. We know how Tamil people suffered and are suffering in Sri Lanka through ethnical cleansing. The same issue is happening in China. Now let's get into the video. A war will start where Muslims fight with each other. The remaining Muslims in the world will be attacked by other countries. This will be the final war. Many policies are built on a religious basis. Can we ask questions against Pakistan? Muslims across the world are similar to Tamils. Muslims are spread all over the world. The question we ask will reach Pakistan to make an impact. The question should be regarding the Uyghur Muslim community in China. There is a cold war between China and America. America now announces that it will help the Uyghur people. America has said that it will join in the struggle for the Uyghur people to freedom. America is going to stand with the Uyghur people in China. Why is America taking the stand? Why are their policies in favor of only Uyghur Muslims? If we understand the issue, we can understand world politics played by America. There are some Indians who follow the communist ideologies in India and support China. These idiots think that living in China will be a flamboyant life. We promise you that freedom of speech which you have in India is not available to you in China. Using social media in India is very easy for the freedom of speech, but you can't use it in China. What issues do Muslims face in China? From 1949, this issue started. On 1945, Eastern Turkey was occupied by China. The region was called Xinjiang, Uyghur Autonomous Region. This is a vast region as 8 countries were sharing their borders with this region. So this region, Xinjiang, is a very important strategic region to the Chinese. America has economic bans on top members in China. China has retaliated with its own economic bans, whether weapons manufacturing company or US lawmakers from America are banned. This politics is based on the Xinjiang region. On 1949, Chinese occupy the region. On that year, 1949, nearly 90% of the population in the region was the Uyghur people. These people had their own language called Uyghur. The Uyghurs called their country Xinjiang as East Turkestan. China initially said when occupying the region that the Xinjiang region will function autonomously but will be under the control of China. The Muslims in the region were devotional. They prayed 5 times and they had strong beliefs. This is against the communist policy. China feared that may be a sovereignty through religion. The religious leaders may take over the region. From 2013, China's fear has increased. Across the globe, terrorist numbers have increased massively. In order to track the people, the Chinese installed many CCTV cameras across the Xinjiang region. Nobody can leave Xinjiang to Turkey. Every house has a CCTV camera installed in the region. Many of you might ask us a question. Why don't you speak about the Jammu and Kashmir Muslims, but you are speaking about the Uyghurs? Please tell us whether the Muslims in J&K are treated like the Uyghurs from China, which we are going to discuss now. Your valuable comments in this topic are much needed and much appreciated. 1 out of 10 Uyghur people are not in their homes. Men are not in their houses. Nearly 10 lakh people are in prison and 5-year time has been given by the Chinese. Within these 5 years, they should not pray and communist policies and ideology will be taught to them. They are not supposed to wear their normal clothes. They should not speak in Arabic or their own language, Uyghur. They should not sing devotional songs. Many unspeakable bans are in place upon these 10 lakh innocent people who are in the prison. This prison camp is called re-education camp. When these 10 lakh people come out of these training camps, they will be brainwashed from being a Uyghur Muslim into a Chinese communist member. This is called modern ethnic refinement. So, the Uyghur men, nearly 10 lakh people are in prison now. What happened to the Uyghur women? Han Chinese have been migrating into the Xinjiang region. After the migration, the Uyghur women have to undergo compulsory abortions. No woman can have more than one child. If there is a second child, then these people should pay nearly 2000 US dollars or 1.5 lakh rupees as tax to China. If you have a third child, you may end up in these training camps. After the birth of a child, the Uyghur women will be cut off with abortions, sterilization, IUDs. These Uyghur women's husbands are in training camps. China forces these women to remarry Han men from China. In many places in the region, raping Uyghur women to subdue them is happening. This is called uniting the ethnic groups. So, due to this, the Muslim religion will not grow. There will be no chance of terrorism. This is happening now while we are discussing this topic. For a year, they bring in 10 lakh Uyghur people to these training camps. China's primary objective is to transform Uyghurs into Chinese. What a disgusting act! Why is the international community staying silent in this issue? Where are the Human Rights Commission? Both Sri Lanka and China follow these methods. Women's hair is cut off. The men who are brought to camps are turned into unwilling donors. China is harvesting thousands of human organs from Uyghur men without even them knowing about it. From 2015 to 2016, this became a major issue in the UN. The UN asks the Chinese whether they are harvesting human organs. The Chinese said yes. They said that they are harvesting human organs from criminals who are sentenced to death. But they declined that they harvest organs from the training camps. In the world, China is number one in sentencing humans to death. This sentencing has been done upon Uyghur men who have not committed any crime. China removes Uyghurs' hair, human organs, shuts them in training camps, and they should not speak in their own language. They should speak only Chinese. China knows that by destroying their language, they can destroy their culture and ethnicity. China is a dragon which has no love for humans. In Nepal, the Chinese language has been taught in all schools. The Chinese agenda is within 2050, they should become the next superpower. When it does, the people within its country should not be citizens but slaves to the CCP regime. Xinjiang in 1949 had 90% Uyghur population. Now it has been reduced to 45%. The remaining population have become migrants to various regions in China. The Han ethnic group in Xinjiang has increased. Last year's stats show that Uyghur birth rate has decreased to 84%. Now, please do comment. Is Pakistan right or wrong in supporting China? Is Pakistan a Muslim country who wishes to support Muslims across the world? Or is Pakistan calling itself as a Muslim country just to oppose India? Are we as humans ready to raise our voices against the Chinese government? In the world social media, the Chinese have announced that by banning TikTok, many Indians are begging to lift the ban on the app. Their trade has been affected. Through TikTok, people were learning English. In China's Global Times, they have released this news. How disgusting is this Chinese news? Muslims and all people across the world have to raise their voices against China to save the Uyghur people. If some Muslims living in India support China, ask yourselves a question. Am I a human being? It is the right of every human being to choose his religion and follow their beliefs. The crimes which are happening in China should never happen in any part of the world. Our voices should be heard not as Muslims or for the Muslims, but as human beings who will raise their voices against any kind of oppression happening around the world. Please remember your history. The last time the world saw concentration camps was in Germany. Now it is happening in China. Hashtag anti-China. Comments about this video are most welcome. Please do subscribe and share for more content to WikiVox, the voice of Wiki. And please don't forget to click on the notification icon. Nandri Vanakkam.